and we're going to get this gig started. So, welcome. It is 2021, January 4th. Welcome to our team Zoom call that we try our best to keep to 30 minutes. I'm glad you're here either in person, as we can see, or joining us with the recording. So, we're going to start out with some victories. We're going to limit it to 3 and just maybe share your name. Obviously, it's on the screen, but hey, I'm Sheila from, just share where you're from and then share your victory, please.
So I'm Bria, and I had over $3,000 in sales in December, and that was my best month yet.
Yay!
Congratulations.
Way to go, Bria.
So
Thank
Bria,
you.
3,000 in December. Congratulations. What did you do?
I had 2 parties that were over $1,000 each.
Nice.
So that was really, really awesome. And then I placed a last order with a few things for myself and then a couple of my local friends and family. So that pushed me over the edge because I was just a couple hundred short of 3,000.
So remind us at 3,000, what's your percentage?
40%. So 1,200.
$1,200. So some of the rest of us on here might be wondering, what did you do something different to have $1,000 parties, or what do you attribute? That's a nice number.
I don't think I did. I just had both gals invite a lot of people. So one of them invited, I think, over 50 people. They were both Facebook parties. I can't remember how many the other gal invited, but lots of people on the guest list. And I had some people who were familiar with Tastefully Simple already and were lovers of the product. So I had some big individual orders over $100 each. So that always helps. So yeah, it wasn't really anything different. And one of the people who had a party early on for me in December, I got at least 2 of those bigger parties based on hers. So
Awesome.
it went really well. Yeah.
Excellent. And how many were actually in the party? I know you said they invited 50, but how many, or do you mean 50 were in the party?
No, 50 invites. And then I do follow up with each person who joined the group but didn't place an order and just give them one more shot to place an order. And I usually get at least 2 more orders that way. And so they probably had 15 to 20 orders each, I would guess.
Okay, so what you're saying then is if she had 30 people in her party, in her group,
Mhm.
and only 11 ordered, that you follow up with the other 19.
Yes, I just send them a Facebook message and say, hey, just wanted to let you know I'm closing the party, tonight at 8 or whatever. So you have until then to place an order if you'd still like to. And again, usually it only results in 1 or 2 extra orders, but there's always that person or two who's like, oh shoot, I keep forgetting, or I've been meaning to, and just didn't get to it. So I started doing that a few parties back, and I do it every time now.
That's awesome. Good
Yeah.
for you. Good for you. Well, congratulations. That's a really great month.
Thank you.
Bria, did you say you do that through Messenger or just tag them?
I do it through Messenger.
Okay.
Now that's a great tip. I mean, that's how I book parties, is I private message people that have ordered, but I love how you private message people that are in the party and haven't ordered yet, because I do think a lot of times is they run out of time.
Yeah.
And my thought too is, why are they joining the group if they don't plan on ordering? I get invited to groups all the time and I don't necessarily join them if I don't plan on ordering.
Exactly.
I don't want to see the posts all the time. So
Yeah, very good point. Yeah, well, congratulations. All right, great victory. We got time for a couple more. Who else wants to shout out? Sheila, would you like to shout out?
did you say Sheila?
I did, Sheila.
Oh,
You,
I
Sheila.
didn't. I couldn't hardly hear you. Well, you want me to talk about December?
Probably.
I ended up with
Your sales were pretty dang amazing.
300, I think, was my final. I
Okay.
had that big business account, and then I had a few parties also in there. So 6,300, I think, was the final.
Wow, that's awesome.
Wow.
Yeah,
Way to go.
thank you.
I think you shared with us last time the business account, but you obviously also tagged on some pretty dang good parties. Anything you would share with the rest of the gang on that?
I just think that, keep asking. My Decembers usually aren't very good. So to get, I think I want to say 3 online parties in early December.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think it's just because people are looking for things to do and they're staying home and they're eating at home. So I think that people are just still, willing to do the online parties for something to do,
I agree.
which
And
is awesome for us.
absolutely. And I really think it's here to stay. I mean, there's some people that just would never do a home party. So now we can, oh, I got a weird hair thing going on. So now we can get those people that, say they don't do that kind of stuff. So congratulations, Sheila, your highest sales ever in your entire career for the month.
Yeah, well, not for the month, but for the year, it was. My highest sales for the year were 2020.
Okay. I thought that was the highest sales you'd ever done in your.
No, I had a $10,000 month one time when I had a huge fundraiser.
Got it.
So no, 2020 was my best year in 17 years.
For the entire year for sale.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations.
Thanks.
Way to pivot your business. All right, time for one more, big or small. It doesn't have to be 6,000 or 3,000. It can be something big or small. Anybody else want to add? All right. Last call. Well, then we'll move on. All right. So I just want to remind you guys that month at a glance. We talked about this were we on last week or the week before? I can't remember. Month at a glance. If you're not, I know Sheila gets together with Twyla and Amy, and I think they always print this out and go through it, but there's one for consultants and there's one for leaders, and it's such a good tool, you guys. Top on the list, and obviously I'm not going to go through all of this, but is Lead Strong. And I don't know why all of you on this call wouldn't be a part of it. It's virtual. To remind you, today's the last day if you want to have the recognition. If you want to get the extra amenities, it's $99. If you still want to get recognition and want to pay $49, that's fine. But today's the last day for recognition. Otherwise, you can join at any time for $49. It's Thursday night is when Tastefully Simple shares the new spring summer products. Friday is all about leading yourself. Saturday is about leading a team. And if you're like, I don't have a team yet, you will if you want. And if you're like, Friday, I work all day, Sherry, well, of course you do. That's okay. You can watch it later. We have 4 weeks. We all have 4 weeks to go back. And what's cool about that is you might watch it and go, oh my gosh, that is amazing. You can go back and watch it. So if it's about the money, do the $49 one, and I promise you, it'll be worth every penny. So any
I know
questions?
the reason I didn't sign up was because I have to work on Friday. And I wasn't sure if it was going to be recorded or not. So, that's why I haven't signed up yet.
Oh, okay. Chris, I was like, who's talking? I'm looking everywhere except you're up in my very left-hand corner. Yes, Chris, I'm glad you brought that up. It is recorded. And again, we have 4 weeks to watch it at your convenience. So I'm sure there's other people that have thought the same. So thank you for bringing that up. But yeah, go ahead and sign up. For the $99, you get about $50 in spring, summer, and a fun little amenity. Like I said today on the team page, Tastefully Simple likes to keep that. They like. Okay, so that's what that is. I did see something kind of fun on here, business basics, client care, live training call. And that's on this thing. If that's something that interests you, go ahead and check that out and participate. And then did anybody listen to Mark Pietrowski? I'll find out his name. Mark talked about recruiting, and he was on the Tastefully Simple Independent Consultant page, I think yesterday. Did anybody listen to that?
No.
Okay. I didn't get a chance to hop on there yet, and I'll share it on our team page, but it sounds like with the $49, and maybe it was today, I saw it somewhere that he was going to share some top tips on his sponsoring success, which leads me to the next really cool thing. We have 2 ways to join Tastefully Simple. I know we talked about this last time, but today's the day it started. $49 is the starter business blast up, and the $99. Neither one of them have shipping. The only thing added would be tax. I think they were having some issues today with some people trying to join, but you can always do a paper agreement, and it can always be faxed in, which I know is old school, but try to have them do it online. Any questions on that? Did anybody sponsor?
Sherry,
Oh, yep.
just to let you know, I did do some checking on that. You can take a photo and email the photo in. You do not have to have a fax.
There you go. Yeah, fax was kind of old school, isn't it? So
Yeah. So you can just take photos.
Okay, ideally, you do it like showing right on the website, but if you have issues with that, then there's Barbara's, that's great. Did anybody have anybody join today?
No.
And you have to check your reports. It used to be that you get an email, and I always love that. I haven't even checked today either, but I always laugh when I go on and I'll say, hey, Amy, you got a new team member. And she's like, really? Because olden days, they used to email us, and now it's in your reports. So, you know, look on your dashboard or look in your reports to make sure that you didn't miss out on that. So any questions on that? Okay, well, who do you know that would like to join, and reach out to them, because it's a great time for a side gig. Okay, a couple other news. I'm sure you saw that Oh My Chai is back, and then today I did see that the Mexican corn chowder is back. So I know there's a lot of people excited about that. Okay, let's talk. Is there anybody else have a comment or question on anything?
I have a comment.
Yeah.
Did you see that we're getting emails again when someone places an order on our website?
Did see that.
Yeah, awesome.
Fantastic. And I'm hoping if you do get an email from somebody that you perhaps respond with an email and thank them for ordering. Do you guys do that? You know, you could just click on, you know, that email in your client order. If you just click on that email, it'll go right from there, and you can say, hey, thanks for your order. I appreciate your business. So anyway. Okay, thank you, Sheila. That's always good to have good news and make life a little simpler for us. Okay, so let's talk about 2021. How many of you, raise your hand if you have all your goals for your Tastefully Simple business written down? Rebecca does, and Barbara does. Anybody else? Not yet. I get it. I took
Have them in my head.
in your head. Okay. So we really want to take the time. We're not doing it right now, but I'm just going to remind you that you really want to take the time to write it down. And if you go 2021, oh my gosh, that's like a lot. Take the quarter, January, February, March. What do you want from your business in a quarter? And if that is too overwhelming, then what do you want from your business in January? You know, if you don't write it down, if you just say, you know what, Sherry, I'm going to see what happens. When I hear that, I want to say good luck with that. Because I would say everybody on this call works full time. I do Tastefully Simple full time. I'm very lucky that way. But almost all of us here on this call work full time or have another side gig. And when you say, I'm going to see what happens, those other things become more important, whether intentionally or unintentionally. It just does. And then what takes the side is your Tastefully Simple. So take the time to figure out what you want for 2021. If that's too big, then 6 months. Maybe you're working on that incentive. I know I talked to Twyla today, and I've talked to other people, and they're working on that really fun trip. But if that seems too much, then you 3 months. And then if that's too much, either way, you should break it down by the month. I'm sure, Bria, you're like, man, that 40% was pretty awesome. I don't know if you're thinking, what's your sales goal for January? Do you want to share? Do you mind sharing that?
I haven't set a dollar goal yet, but I want to have 5 parties, and I've got one going on right now. I have one that said no and one that's TBD. So
Okay. Yeah, awesome. Well, it's only January 4th. And the cool thing about online parties, like you could book one for 2 days from now and run with it. So that's cool. Okay, so think about your goals. There's a couple things on my HQ. I'm going to share my screen right now. Are any of you, of course I can't see you now, I can still see you. Have any of you signed up for the Get Goals? I know Twyla, you've done it before. Is anybody on here? You wanted to say yes if you are, because I can't see you all.
Yep, I have.
Is anybody doing it this go around?
With Ready, Set, Goal?
Yeah.
Yes. I was in the December one, but I'm also in this one.
Alice, good for you. Who's your coach?
Jennifer, is it Jennifer?
Is it Leslie or Susie?
Leslie, sorry.
Okay, no, that's great. Oh, good. Okay, so if you missed that opportunity, so here's my HQ. And if you go to training and support and you go to goal setting, this is something, and it timed out. This is something you can do on your own. It's always fun to do it with a group, but you can do it on your own. And Tastefully Simple talks about SMART goals, the steps to a goal. And okay, why is it doing that? If you scroll down, here we are. Here's the Ready, Set, Goal. This is what Alice is doing. I know Andrea has done it. I think Twyla has done it. Jill really goes through all these different steps. So if you need a little nudge, you need a little help, do that, you guys. Invest in your business. Invest in your business. Any questions on that? Training and support, goal setting. Okay. I'm going to stop sharing the screen for a second. Anybody on this call do the Brenda Spear training this morning? That free training that she offered?
No.
Okay, that's fine. If you want to join on it, I did put the link on the team page, and it's very, very good. I would recommend that you check it out, but you don't have to. But this morning she talked about money mindset. You guys, it was fantastic. It really, we don't talk, even at Tastefully Simple, we don't necessarily talk about money. I was really surprised last week when I had you guys bring a question to the group. I was surprised nobody asked me, like, what's your biggest paycheck, or, kind of stuff like that. Because we just are so nice or whatever. We don't talk about that. By the way, does anybody want to know what my biggest leadership check was?
Yes, we
Yes.
do want to know.
You guys want to know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
in November of something, my leadership check was over 20,000.
Oh my God.
whoa.
It was a couple years. This is probably 5 years ago. But actually,
Wow.
we had a bonus.
I want to know what you spent it on.
Well, back then,
No, you don't have.
no. I mean, college or host stuff. But
Yeah.
remember in my dad, it was more like 10 years ago. My dad was still alive, and when I made that check, it was over 20,000. I remember in 1985. This is going to really age me. I applied. I went to Gustavus Adolphus College, a private school, and I remember filling out the financial aid. And I grew up middle class, and my dad was self-employed. And guess what his income was?
Oh gosh. Less than that.
20,000. His income was 20. I remember this because tuition was 20,000. That's where I was going to go to school, and I did go to school there. There were a lot of Reagan grants during that time. But anyway, when I made 20,000, it was so fun to call my dad and tell him about that. But okay, that was a real
Very cool.
Anyway, money mindset. Think about what you think of money. Are you deserving? And this Brenda Steer really shared kind of her story. She said she didn't grow up with a lot, and how that really affected. They didn't talk about making money, or was she deserving, or did she save money? It was just always kind of a stressful thing for her. I'm going to share this other thing because she kind of talked about, like, are you worthy? You know, do you feel you're worthy? And she also shared the mindset of being positive or negative. And I will share this on the team page. But I know one of my goals for 2021, I'm gonna let somebody in here, is really positivity. And not that I'm not going to be realistic, but really to surround myself with positive, forward-focused people. And look at this. Have you ever said to yourself, my products are amazing and valuable? Or have you ever said, or have you heard this from a team member, no one wants to book with me? Have you guys ever heard that? Have you ever said that? I know I've heard it in my 22 years in business from team members. No one wants to book with me. Or how about this one? I'm bad at sales. I'm bad at sales. I feel weird about talking about money. I feel weird about making money. I'm like, seriously? Those are negative. And she just reminded me is when you tell yourself that, you know, I'm bad at sales. I'm bad at online parties. I'm really bad at this stuff. This doesn't work for me. You're 100% right. So I just remind you to, years ago, we always said, bleach that thought, take it out of your brain and say, you know, positive things. Like, we have amazing products and I want to share it with others. And I can't wait to do that with online parties. And I'm going to figure out how to do it. I'm going to figure out what works for me. You know, like Bria, she shared she had some really nice $1,000 parties. She's a work in progress, just like I am, just like Angie, just like Barbara, just like Sheila. But it's that positive mindset, that willingness to pivot, that willingness to grow. Another thing she talked about is perfection paralysis. I don't know if anybody ever is guilty of that. Like, it's not going to work until I have it all figured out. And I'm kind of guilty with that with SynShare, Angie. I finally use it. I'm like, oh, I'm going to do it. I'm like, no, I got to wait till I get it all. No, just dive in.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like online parties, shadow my party, shadow Angie's party, shadow somebody's party, shadow Rebecca's party. Just get in it. And, you know, just like Angie's been doing this pretty headstrong since June, I've been doing this for quite a while too. What my parties look like today are different than what they looked back in March. And it's not any different when we did in-home parties. You know, when I started 22 years ago, my first party, probably how many parties? Painful. Until you kind of find your groove. It's just like in your regular day job. You know, you get better the more you use it. So anyway, check your mindset, you guys. What are you telling yourself? Please don't say, oh, it's easy for that Sherry Fredericks. Oh, it's so easy for Angie. Oh my gosh, Sheila, don't compare yourself to other people. Think about what's going on in here. And I can tell you with 100% certainty, when you put time into your Tastefully Simple business, you will benefit and you will see rewards. Sometimes maybe it's not as soon as you'd like. Patience is definitely, can take longer sometimes, but I guarantee you that you will see and feel the benefits. And that's why I'm so glad that you're all participating in Lead Strong, because it will help you and give you some of the basics that you maybe need. Okay, so I will share the money mindset on the team page. Brenda Steer, she had a lot of great things to share about that. Check out that Ready, Set, Goal on my HQ. If you need to connect with me or somebody on your team, your sponsor, do it, you guys. This business is so much more fun to do it with somebody else. And please, if you do reach out to me, don't ever think you're bothering me. I have people say, I don't want to bother you. I know you're busy. I'm just as busy as anybody else, but I'm always happy to serve and happy to help. So don't ever, Alice or Barbara or any of you guys, don't ever feel that you can't reach out to me, because I'll do my best to get back to you in 24 hours and we'll connect. So with that being said, questions, comments, anything you'd like to offer maybe to some of the newer people?
No, I just liked what you said because I even find I always say no stinking thinking, but it gets all of us. Yeah, because I'm like, well, I've got an awesome January. First, I worried about filling up January, got that done. Then I'm like, well, what if I can't get parties in March and April? And I'm like, you got to quit that. Just say I am gonna get them. Yeah, I just need to. It's just dumb that I
Yeah.
do that, but I do
Yeah,
it.
you're-
Anybody else?
You're beating yourself up, Angie.
Yeah, for no reason.
Yeah. Yep. And I'm a firm believer if you set a goal and you want it to happen, you're for sure going to get farther than what you were. You know what I mean? And if you don't say, I want to do 5 online parties, like Bria said, well, if it ends up that you do 4, it's better than 1.
Yeah.
It's like, don't ever knock yourself. Don't be too hard on yourself if you don't reach that 5. But I see people that say 5 and they do 10 or you know what I'm saying? They, oh my gosh, there's more people than what I thought.
Yep.
So thank you, Angie, for sharing that.
Can I just add to the, you don't have to know everything and have it all ironed out to get going. I know that's something that paralyzed me frequently early on. Being a music person, I like to have things like 100% ready to go before you take that step. But, every answer, you can give an answer that says, I don't know right now, but I'll find out and get back to you. That's totally fine. People don't expect you to know everything. You don't have to be an encyclopedia. So, like I was dealing with a consultant who's still on my team, but she didn't know it today. And there was a lot of things I had to say. I got to look that up and get back to you because I haven't added anyone to my team in probably like 6 months. So I didn't know some of the stuff and she was fine with that. So you don't got to know everything. Just do something.
That's great advice, Rebecca. Thank you for sharing. I agree 100%. Anybody else?
What's everybody doing for January parties? Or maybe, and I don't want to change the subject though either.
No. Let's talk about
No,
that.
I want to hear.
Income producing activities, the smartest thing I think is going to be doing online parties. So
Yeah.
I would, how many are you?
Everybody's themes for it.
I think I'm going to add more healthy eating, clean eating.
Yeah. I
And
got 4 starting tomorrow, and that's when I'm kind of
try to lead people towards win the week and 14-day reset and stuff like that. I need to work a little harder. I only have two scheduled now, one for the second to last week and one for the last week. But that's kind of what I was thinking about. What am I going to do if I take out all my gift giving posts?
Yeah.
Like what's left from my fall?
kind of what I did
So
too. I did a little crock pot and then a lot of healthy. And, I just think too, it's just our products that sell. And I don't even know if I need to get that uptight about it. Yeah. So I just wonder.
No, I don't think so. And the other thing is, you guys remember, at least for me, it's like when you do a home party, do you think everybody listens to everything you say?
The teacher, Rebecca, and I know the answer to
Yes, the answer,
Yeah, I'm a teacher too.
that. Okay. Yep. You know.
the answer is no. So when you do an online party, do you think everybody pays attention to every post?
I'd like to think so, but no.
Yeah. Right. Oh, they read mine. They study mine. Yeah.
Right. So the moral of that story is, obviously you need to post and you want engaging posts, but don't be too hard on yourself because, there's certainly people that might even say like, but they don't even know for sure what it said, but they're going to order at the end of the week or whatever. So just don't be too hard on yourself. It doesn't have to be perfect, even close to perfect. So, all right. Anything else? Otherwise, I'm going to wrap it up and I'll stay on, but we are at 30 minutes. Okay, I'm going to just stop the recording, but I'm going to stay on.